literally known for the two key aspects of the business when someone starts with us is the structure and the strategy. And you cannot have a strategy if your structure is all over the place and you end up being the one doing everything and you end up being the one managing things that you shouldn't be managing.
Yeah.
And that's perhaps one of the hardest things to get right though, isn't it, the structure?
It is, and I think that actually it shocks our coaching clients when they first come to us, when we ask them to do a simple task, which is write down everything you do as you're doing it, because often you can't even think of everything that you do, and then write down what your team does. And normally you see this massive long list that the owner does, don't you? And then you know, it just doesn't make sense, and almost sometimes the clients are almost sort of don't want to say anymore what they do, because it's evolved. It's kind of really I can't think of the right word, but it's bringing itself out whilst they're typing as such, and they think, oh crumbs, I actually do everything.
Yeah, because a lot of time when we speak to the owners, it's very much, well, I couldn't tell you what I do.
Yes.
But I know that by the end of the day, I feel like I've had a full day.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I've done exactly. So it's just identifying, is your strength better spent? Where is it better spent? And what are you actually doing that's going to keep... Who do you actually need to help you? Yeah. Who, what, when, how? It's just a key to that structure is, do you have to do it? Who can help you? But I think the difficulty is finding the right recruitment, which is always difficult, and also changing that perspective. If you are struggling a little bit, well, yes, I know I need someone, but I can't afford it.
But you see, this is where it's really important when we're doing that exercise, is we're writing down exactly what the owner's doing, the manager if there is one, and if any of the other team members are, but equally what are their other strengths? Where can they support you? Because I used to have one of my team members used to do all the events for me. She was brilliant at event organisation and planning and so on. So she just used to do all the events for me. And then another team member at the time would do the social, because she was brilliant at social, so I would book out some time for her. So it's tapping into the strengths of the team that you have. Yes. And utilising them before you start to look at, okay, do I need somebody else? Actually, it might be on your doorstep. And you know, and actually from within. So I think it is that. And once you've then written everything down, it's then starting to put that structure, that organigram down, so you can see, okay, so there's me, I sit at the top, then I've got my manager, maybe my front of house, if this is how the business is set up, then I've got senior, then I've got and so on. So it's looking at really exactly how that sits, who reports into who and who does what in the business.
But also it's understanding that, okay, maybe right now as it stands you can't do anything about it, maybe it's financial, maybe you don't have the team, etc. But it's giving yourself deadlines. So I took a lot of owners at the moment who are in the, behind the chairs, or they are still kind of delivering treatments, and they can't see a way out to have that admin to give them more structure, to even think about what they need to do. So it's, okay, you can't do it now. What about October? What about in 4 months' time? What about in 6 months' time? So you've got a little bit of a direction and an understanding that, okay, by then I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. For now, I need to kind of welcome the situation as it is and start processing things, so the structure eventually will fall onto a better way to organise the business.
Exactly.
But I think we don't see that when we kind of in the moment.
No, but like you said, the planning of it is key. So if you know things have to change, know what has to change, and then put these milestones in place of when they can change by, so then you can take your time to put what's necessary in place, and looking at the budget as well, so that you know.
That's the crucial part.
It is, of course, and this doesn't always mean that somebody needs to be from the outside, It can be from within, and you may well be able to spare that person a couple of hours a week to do something, just to start with. But it is really important to know, out of everything you've written down, what is it that you want to keep hold of. You know, you'll probably maybe want to keep hold of doing more than likely your financials, and maybe you might want to be in charge of your website and the marketing side of things, and then everything else, you know, eventually you may well not need to be in charge of.
And there's an element of understanding, perhaps in the structure, that I think a lot of times they don't understand how the structure is going to impact for the long term, and that's why the structure is a little bit all over the place. So they've worked in a certain way for so long that why should it change? I've built it that way so that I don't need anything else. But actually, to me anyway, is there's absolutely no way your leadership is going to flourish if your structure is all over the place and you don't know who's
growth.
It's not going to grow the business. You're going to be reliant on everything. And also, you know, my favorite sentence,
I do, but say it again. Structure is not a system.
It's not a system if it's relying on one person. And I just absolutely, I think I'm just going to say it again and again, because
I think we should clone this saying.
I think we should.
Somehow.
How do you do that? I don't know. But it's about the system that relies on the structure that you want to put in place and that allows you to grow as a business owner or a manager. Again, we don't want them to be so bogged down with day-to-day either. But the structure is also develops the team, really.
Yeah, I mean, the development plans fall into place with the structure as well, don't they? Everything's interlinked. And if everything's done in a certain way, then the structure can grow as the development grows with the team members, and the budget is in line with that as well.
But I think we underestimate it because we kind of, it's okay, I'll just do that, or it's okay, I'll do that in between clients, or I'll do that in the evening, or I'll do that in the... So we underestimate the actual, perhaps that thought process is very much, it's been like this for so long. And it's okay.
I can't see how that can change, kind of thing.
Thank you for joining us. We really enjoy sharing our thoughts on various topics. If you have a burning question, simply comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button to keep up to date with each new episode.